Everyone talks about the big wins, the viral product launch, the investor who drops 7 figures, the post that explodes and changes everything overnight. But what if I told you that's not how empires rise, not the real ones? Because real growth, it rarely announces itself. It doesn't crash in. It compounds in whispers, in tweaks, in quiet, consistent moves behind the scenes. Welcome to a new way of thinking about growth, a strategy rooted in leverage, not loudness. This is the power of compound moves, how tiny tweaks create massive momentum. Let's move. You've seen it on social media. The founder who blew up. The coach who suddenly made $100,000 in 30 days. The startup that just landed the big deal. But you know what most people don't see? The tweaks they made in the dark. The 14th version of their sales funnel. The caption that finally resonated. The consistent posting, even when no one was clapping. Every big break is a backlog of small wins that never gave up. They compound. Momentum isn't a magic trick. It's a system. So let's get into it. We're compound moves. They're not sexy. They don't trend on Twitter. They don't get claps on LinkedIn, but they work. Compound moves are the tiny, intentional tweaks that multiply over time. Things like updating your lead magnet headline, rewriting your Instagram bio for clarity, tweaking your email subject line, refining your onboarding message, repeating one small, strategic action again and again. You don't feel the impact right away, but done consistently, they stack, they scale, they turn momentum into magic. This is how businesses actually grow, not through chaos, but through compound strategy. Let's talk about you. Are you burnt out? Try to do everything at once? Posting daily, running ads, building funnels, launching every other weekend? That's hustle. But what if we flip the mindset? What if instead of more, you focused on leverage? Ask yourself weekly, what's one tweak I can make right now that, if done repeatedly, could create a ripple across everything? That's how CEOs think. They don't chase chaos. They chase compound clarity. And it changes the game, because one small move, if strategic, can move the whole machine. Let's zoom out. Steve Jobs built Apple by obsessing over simplicity. His compound move? Remove distractions. Obsess over design. Repeat. Sarah Blakely scaled Spanx not by going viral, but by refining one product and telling the story again and again. Jeff Bezos? He didn't scale Amazon by magic. He scaled it by shaving seconds off delivery, automating systems, and refining customer trust relentlessly. None of these moves were loud, but together, they built billion-dollar giants. This is the secret most entrepreneurs miss. Success isn't loud. It's layered. Let's bring this down to the ground. You don't need a rebrand. You don't need to start over. You need to zoom in. Start with these 3 steps. 1. Pick one growth lever: traffic, conversion, retention, or pricing. Identify one micro tweak inside that lever. Track it, improve it, repeat it. You're one small move away from unlocking momentum. That's the truth. And while everyone else is chasing noise, you'll be stacking quiet wins, strategically, relentlessly, intentionally. Because loud launches are temporary, but compound consistency, that's legacy. So, here's your call. Stop chasing the next big thing. Start mastering the next right move. Repeat it, refine it, compound it. That's how empires rise. Because around here, we don't just talk business. We move empires. We love stories of overnight success, but real builders know there's no such thing. Sudden success is just visible success. What you see today, the brand launch, the bestseller, the viral product, is a flashbulb moment built on years of invisible stacking. Brick by brick, email by email, deal by deal. Compound moves are invisible until they aren't. And by the time the world notices, it's already too late for them to catch up. You were building when no one was watching. You were stacking when nobody was clapping. And now, you don't need validation. You have velocity. Most struggling businesses don't need a full reset. They need better calibration. Not blow it all up and start over, but tighten the screw half a turn. It's optimizing the onboarding email, tightening your offer messaging, reframing how you present the value, not changing the value itself. In growth strategy, the tiniest pivot often creates the biggest delta. A 2-degree shift today puts you in a completely different ocean 12 months from now. The entrepreneurs who win aren't just loud. They're precise. Burnout doesn't come from working hard. It comes from spinning your wheels with no traction. Compound moves protect your energy, because each move, no matter how small, adds to the foundation. You're not resetting every week. You're building. Every landing page optimized. Every customer nurtured. Every piece of feedback implemented. It stacks. It means that even on hard days, your system is still moving forward. Tiny tweaks give you sustainable power, not explosive fatigue. That's real scaling energy. There's an invisible battle inside every founder. The pressure to show instant results versus the patience to let compound moves do their work. Every day, you're tempted to yank the seed out of the soil, to check if it's growing, to rush it. But real empires are grown, not yanked. Compound moves require trust. In yourself, in your strategy, in your vision. Patience isn't passivity. Patience is aggressive belief in the unseen. And the builders who master that tension become unstoppable. There will be a moment. It won't come with fireworks. It won't come with a marching band. It will come quietly. Maybe an investor calls you. Maybe a customer mentions your brand to 10 others. Maybe your numbers finally cross that threshold. And suddenly, everything accelerates. The world will call it overnight. You'll know it wasn't. You'll know it was every late night, every painful tweak, every patient move compounded into momentum. And when it happens, you won't be surprised. Most won't get there. Not because they aren't smart, not because they aren't talented, but because they quit during the quiet seasons. They abandoned the compound moves right before the momentum broke loose. They got bored with the basics, distracted by the noise, addicted to urgent over important. You're different. You're a builder. You understand that real success isn't loud. It's layered. It isn't rushed. It's refined. And every tiny, deliberate move you make today is a handshake with your future empire. Keep stacking. Keep moving. Because when momentum finally hits, it won't just shift your business. It will change your entire